Welcome to Monday Morning NLP. I want to talk about anxiety today. I just wrote an article for Natural News called Jedi Mind Tricks for Anxiety. And it talks about a principle in managing anxiety, but not just anxiety, any emotion really. And that's that emotions come and go in waves. Emotions aren't permanent. When you have an emotion, it doesn't matter what it is, whether it's anxiety or discouragement or fear, joy, anger, they come and go in waves. They're not permanent. We're always in motion. We're always fluid. And we can get stuck. But even when we get stuck, there was a time before we were stuck, there was a time when we were stuck, and there was a time after we were stuck. It is fluid, even though in the moment it doesn't feel that way. And in fact, in the case of an anxiety attack, if you really deconstruct the panic experience, and I've talked with a lot of people about panic, people who are clients of mine and so forth, and in my own times of panic, what happens is in those moments it feels like it's all coming down right now. In other words, it feels like, and it appears as if the future is just blown out and gone. Time ends, the future is blacked out in those moments, even though we may not realize that's how we're perceiving it, and we are immensely stuck. And in fact, some people theorize that the structure of panic is just a complete future blowout. And if you think about that for a moment, who wouldn't panic if the future was completely blown out and we're right on the edge of a cliff with nothing but blackness in front of us as our future? Who wouldn't panic? It makes perfect sense. So the thing to do is remember that emotions come and go in waves, and that we're always moving forward, we're always dynamic. So no matter what emotion you're having in the moment, it's going to dissipate. It's sort of like the emotional version of "this too shall pass." So here's an exercise that you can do as you get into this week, whatever emotional state that you may be in, and that you may have upcoming during the week here. Do this exercise. Just take under 10 minutes and do it, and think about the last 3 to 5 intense or uncomfortable emotional experiences that you have had in your life, and write down what was going on before, what happened in the middle, and then what happened afterwards when it was over. In other words, you're training your brain, you're training your mind to understand that negative emotional experiences, and again, in fact, all emotional experiences have a before, they have a during, and they have an after. They're always flowing forward. And once we really understand this fact, once we get it, the emotions that we feel coming on that we may or may not dread, we know they're going to pass. Once it's really in our head that everything is temporary. There's no reason to fear the fear. We can experience the fear because the fear is going to pass. And you know what? It's going to be just fine. Have a great week. Do that exercise and really get your mind around that fact. And that's all.